There we go. That's pretty cool. I almost didn't allow myself into my own StreamYard. So, welcome to the Moon Day Show. It's something I used to do every now and then to kind of do updates, just talk about stuff. Occasionally, I have some friends over to talk and whatnot, and talk about writing, or any kind of shenanigans. So today, I wanted to do some updates and just kind of talk about a few things, and make the Moon Day Show a little more regular. So I am getting back into the swing of it. So I'm trying to make sure I got my Facebook up so I can watch the Facebook comments. So far, I'm not quite um, on the right stream for that. So we'll see if I can make that happen. Refresh that. Anyway, be patient with that. If you're making comments on Facebook, I may or may not see them today as this is still going. Let's see. Here we go. So I got 3 people watching. I got 1 share in there. I'll keep looking for comments or questions if you put them in there. I can also see them in StreamYard. If you're in Facebook, there's a little tag there. You click the see more button and it'll say streamyard.com there at the bottom. If you click on that, it'll allow you to be identified um, as who you are in the Facebook feed. Otherwise, I'll just see Facebook user and then I'll be giving an impersonal kind of greeting and whatnot like that. So here we go. So today I did make some notes. I'd like to apologize. I was going to spruce myself up a little bit, but I'm looking a little rough. I've been writing all day, did some yard work, went to Orange Theory early in the morning with the wife because she wanted to go, and she kicked my ass as always because she's in way better shape than I am. But I had a good time. I worked hard. So let's see my notes for the Moon Day show. Okay, let's start off with the first thing I like to talk about, obviously, is some things that I'm thankful for recently. I did see my first comment. Thank you, Lauren. So I can see the Facebook comments. If you want to ask questions, they're slightly delayed. I'm also seeing my camera's right in the way. I'm also seeing StreamYard comments as well. So, all right, excellent. And your Facebook comments are coming through in StreamYard, and I can see Christy. Thanks for coming, and Lauren, both in the chat there on the Facebook. So that's great. So I'd done some posts and a few things like that about 20 books to Vegas. And so I don't really probably need to go into that a lot. I mean, I love 20 books. I love that. Seeing all my friends and stuff there. I see lots of writers, people I get to see generally once a year. So I'm extremely thankful for that. I think gratitude is really important for any writer or really any person who's trying to just get by in life. And I do think about that quite a bit. So let's see. Leo is sending me a message in the chat in my messenger. He's not seeing me, but it looks like it's popping up for other people. So we'll see if he gets on there. Leo's one of the biggest supporters and a huge hit at 20 books this year. If anybody knows Leo, he was Mr. On the Spot all the time. He ferried people back and forth from the airport, oftentimes at a moment's notice for various emergencies, always upbeat and full of energy. So I think we probably wore him out. I'd like to try not to take too much advantage of him, but he's one of those guys that's just always there to help, always bringing the energy and whatnot. Very thankful for friends. I'm very thankful for family. I came home after not seeing the family for a while. One of the neatest things is, so we have this little dog named Mavis. Some of you may have seen Mavis. Hey, Charlie, good to see you. And she's a great dog, but I'm not her favorite, which is funny because I've always thought I'd be the dog's favorite because I'm a huge dog lover. But in our family, there is a definite hierarchy of the dog's favorite people. And it goes Eleanor, which is basically Mavis is basically her dog, sleeps with her in her room and all that. And then Jen, my wife, and then the kids. And then lastly, me, which is kind of unfair because I'm pretty responsible. I take the dog out when she needs to go out and make sure she gets fed. I feel like I'm a good dog dad. But when I came back from Vegas, Mavis was ecstatic to see me. So that was good. The kids have been doing lots of great things, doing a lot of reading. My youngest son, he has been reading like a champ for like the last couple of weeks. He's in this advanced reading points contest at school, and he's very competitive. So he's read basically he's on the last Harry Potter book, and he tries to read 100 pages a day. So I'm very proud of him for that. That's obviously fantastic. I mean, he loves video games, but it's good to see him digging into the books and getting outside more, all of it on his own initiative. So it's always the best when they do things because they want to, rather than me harassing them to, you know, get outside, do something, read some books, do some things, and whatnot. So I don't have my headphones on, but I just realized that my headphones are sitting in my lap. I was wearing them, and they are playing the sound from the Facebook Live, a few seconds delayed. So that's kind of interesting, a fun, distracting type of thing. So anyway, gratitude. Very happy to be here. Um, I'm less happy to still be working full time, but I am grateful that I have a job, that I have great people I work with. I do love a lot of things about um, what I do for a living outside of writing. It's just kind of hard right now, and we're facing a lot of staffing shortages and other types of drama, which people probably know about, but I'm not here for the negativity, so we're not going to talk about that. Um, I'm pretty I'm grateful for my opportunity to write. I've been doing it since I was 12 years old, which is pushing 40 years right now. Actually, it is 40 because I'm 52, and I've always wanted to write full time. I've always wanted people to interact with my stories, and I'm having pretty good success. Mostly again because of friends in the writing community, because of collaborators like Jeff Cheney, the guys at Athon Books, Steve Boyer, and Brett Bruno, Richard Fox, who gave me my first start as a collaboration in the Terran Strike Marine series, which I still love. Anybody who loves Opal should read that series and then tell Richard Fox that I was right, not wanting to kill Opal off at the end, but that wasn't my decision. And then, of course, Craig Martell, who also gave me a big writing leg up, writing the Dark Landing series and being very supportive to the 20 books community as well. So good stuff. Very, very thankful for all of that. Current projects, I'll keep this short because everybody knows. If you watch Keystroke Medium, you know where I'm at on everything. I just finished Blood of the Reaper, which is the Last Reaper 12. We stopped that series at 10 books. I see you, Leo. And let's see. Let me look for a Facebook user. Oh, Joaquim. Hope I'm saying your name right. Have you ever thought about writing a screenplay? Yes, I've actually written a couple. My book Enemy of Man, I originally wrote as a screenplay after reading a book on screenplay writing, and I enjoyed the process. I didn't really know what to do with the screenplay. I still think they're really hard to sell, and that's just kind of not my jam. But so I novelized that, which was at that level in my writing career, that was extremely difficult to take a screenplay and turn it into a novel rather than the other way around. But yes, I think writing screenplays is really cool. It's a good writing exercise, even if you don't think you're going to um, necessarily do that as a full-time thing. So let's see what else. Walt's here. Hey, Walt. Always good to have Walt here. Walt's my man. So what was I talking about? Oh, so The Last Reaper. We did that. We did a 10-book series, and then we didn't do any books for 18 months, and then we came back with Reaper 11, and people still liked it. So I was extremely happy about that. Reaper 12 should be out December 5th. So one of the main purposes of my update is to say we're going to have a new book out December 5th. I'm still working also on the Blue Sun Armada. I pushed that back to February 1 just to make sure I had time. If you've read the Blue Sun Armada series and like it, you're like me. It's kind of one of my passion projects. I've been working on it for a long time, but it's not going to pay the bills in the same way as the Reaper and some of those other more popular things are. So I kind of do it at my own pace. I write my deadline obligations first, and then I write kind of on extra stuff just so I can keep writing. Sometimes I'll write 3 projects. Like I'll write for a few hours, do some yard work, write for a little bit, take a nap, write for a little bit, go to work. That's kind of my routine. So let's see what we got here. Reading some of the side conversations, which is great. I love everybody talking, and apparently we're sharing coffee and whatnot among the community far and wide. So that's good stuff. Other projects, I do have a series with Cheney that is scheduled to begin after we do 15 books in Reaper, which is 3 more books, and that'll probably dive into that sometime around May or June. And then I have a few other things going because I'm kind of ADD with all the stories. I have tons of stories. Why not just write them all? Because that seems like a great idea. Let's see. In the I'm going to put the Shorty audiobook link in the link of this on the YouTube, because when I StreamYard, I go to Facebook and then I also go to YouTube through StreamYard, because it's automatic, it's easy. I pay for it, and I'm not really trying to be a YouTube influencer, but I do like having the YouTube videos up there. They're kind of cool. Some of the YouTube videos, if you ever sign up to my newsletter, you'll have all of the links to 4 short stories in the Shortyverse, or my Shorty Mech Warrior story, which is one of my favorites. I will get back to it. I am writing books in that series someday. But for now, I can share some completed stories. I'll put the link in there if you want to listen to it. It's not an audio book you can find any place, but here you have to listen to it on YouTube. Sorry. Which brings me to my only gripe I was going to complain about is I listen to a lot of YouTube, music and podcasts and different things. And if I hear the Google Fi ad one more time, I'm gonna lose my mind. If you read the description for this broadcast, it suggests I was going to use some colorful language, but I'm going to hold back anyway, because they're really pushing that hard, and it's driving me crazy. I'm about to pay for the YouTube subscription where you don't have to listen to the ads. Check on some comments and stuff here. Leo says Shorty rocks. I'm glad to hear that, because I also love Shorty. Shorty is a badass for sure. Definitely some language in the Shorty verse, but you should still read it anyway, because he's got an attitude, and he comes across as kind of a jerk. But if you really get down, he's like a decent guy underneath. Got that tough exterior, trying to prove himself all the time. The last thing I do want to talk about, if anybody's interested, and I could use some help with this, honestly, is when I was at 20 Books, there is a urban fantasy author named Kimbra Swain. I'm just starting to read her books. They seem really cool, and she was a super cool person and did a great presentation. And she had mentioned something about using Patreon to deliver newsletters, and that people can follow on Patreon for free without doing any type of sponsorship or anything like that. So I want to try that. The problem is that I've sent the link to a few people and asked them to sign up to my Patreon account to just follow and not to give me any money, because that's not what it's for. Since you have to have a tier is what they call it, where people can put money. I have a tip jar where you can do $1 a month. And that's great. I love that. That's always fun. But what I really want is to figure out how I can describe the process of following me on Patreon without spending any money. Because once I figure out how to describe that, kind of tightly and succinctly, then I will start putting that in my back matter of my books and seeing if that is a good reader, fan base, group engagement strategy. I'm not even reading some of the comments that you guys are going to embarrass me. Christy also likes Shorty too. Thank you, Christy. I'm glad to hear it. So I'll put that in there. So what I would like to do, if anybody who watches this is interested in helping me out, if you can go, I will have the link in the YouTube. I guess I'll put it in this Facebook thing too, to my Patreon channel. And what I would like you to do, if you have time and maybe an idea ahead for tech stuff, which I don't, then see if you can log into Patreon and follow me, follow for free, because that's what I'm trying to do, without signing up for any type of monetary sponsorship. So once I figure that out, I'm going to try it. I got a really, Kimbra seemed to think it was really good, and her all of her readers really seemed to like it, and it was great. So that's about all I got. It's not too long. What I do about 15 minutes. That's what I was hoping to do. It's 15 minutes. Hopefully my dog wasn't too loud in the background. I thank everybody for coming here. Let's see if I can. So I'm going to see if I can jump into my Facebook and drop this link right now. So I'm going to go in the comments. This is, like I said, I put the Patreon link in the Facebook feed we're all looking at right now. And then I'm also going to put the shorty link in there. Let's see. It's so funny because I have my camera kind of in the middle of my screen, so I don't look like I'm staring off to one side. But anytime I need to do anything important, I have to like lean around it like I'm drunk or something. Here, coming back. And then this is the YouTube link to Shorty. If you do nothing else, just listen to Shorty because I think it'll give you a chuckle. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. And that's about it. So I'm going to close that down. Got too many panels open. Thanks everybody for coming. And have a great day. Have a great week. Have a happy Thanksgiving. I hope you see everybody that you care about and get to spend some time with them, and that, you have lots to be grateful for. So take care and see you next time. And the broadcast. There we go. That's the button.